The Arrowverse Elseworlds crossover has officially set up Crisis on Infinite Earths for next year's crossover. If you read comics, then you know that is a huge deal. But if that title sounds like a bunch of nonsense words to you, then worry not, I've got you covered. What's up everybody, my name is Joshua Yale and I'm going to lay it all out for you so by the end of this video, you'll know the villain for Crisis, who's probably gonna die in Crisis, how Crisis could reboot the Arrowverse, and why they made such a big deal about that dude with a gold mask. This goes without saying, but full spoilers for Elseworlds ahead. Let's start with the villain that was teased by the Monitor. He speaks of a powerful being who will bring about a crisis, and I have zero doubt that he's referring to his evil cosmic counterpart known as the Anti-Monitor. Look, I don't make the names. While the Monitor is an all-powerful jerk with a weird haircut, we saw he's actually not that bad. But the Anti-Monitor is pure bad news and doesn't even have a haircut because he's this massive titan, and when he shows up in the comics, it's usually to bring about the destruction of the multiverse and worlds end and heroes die. On that note, yeah, if I were a betting man, I would bet that a hero is going to die for good in next year's crossover. In the comics, Flash and Supergirl are the ones who die, but given that Barry and Kara already sacrificed themselves in Elseworlds in just about the same way as they did in the comics, but didn't die, then the only other candidate in my eyes is Green Arrow. After all, Ollie did make a pact with the Monitor and we never heard what he traded to save his friends, so I'd wager he traded his life for theirs, setting up his grand exit from the superhero universe that he started years ago. The end of Ollie and the Arrow show could bring about a new beginning for the Arrowverse, and Crisis on Infinite Earths paves the way for that to happen. In the comics, it famously rewrote the very fabric of reality, which was DC's way of making big retcons to DC history and reorganizing its convoluted multiverse into something a bit more elegant. The Arrowverse has numerous shows, and Supergirl takes place in another universe, and I'm still not sure how Black Lightning is supposed to tie into all this, but an event like Crisis would be an easy opportunity for a soft reboot of the Arrowverse with a new lineup of shows that all take place in the same universe. We already know shows for Batwoman and Stargirl are in the works, but what about a Superman show featuring Lois Lane and newborn baby Superboy? Why not do a Justice League show on Earth 90 featuring John Wesley Shipp's Flash and David Ramsey finally suiting up as Green Lantern John Stewart? Okay, need to stop myself before I get too excited, but yeah, one more thing before we go. That guy in Arkham Asylum with the gold mask is the villain Psychopirate. He's pretty much synonymous with Crisis Comics and is one of DC's most dangerous characters because he has the ability to manipulate the emotions of others, which may not sound that scary, but the Anti-Monitor uses the Psychopirate to gain control over powerful heroes and use their abilities to carry out his evil plans. So the fact that Psychopirate is in the cell next to Dr. Deegan, who has transformed into Dr. Destiny from the Sandman comics, means all the pieces are in place for the arrival of the Anti-Monitor in next year's crossover. Thanks for watching. What do you think will happen in Crisis on Infinite Earths? Let me know your theories in the comments. And for more DC fun, check out our exclusive video on how Elseworlds sets up the Batwoman spin-off, and if the Arrowverse is setting up a return of Smallville's Superman. And be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN for more DC goodness.